Hi, this is Martin from Martin's Motors, and I just wanted to take you through the specification of the GT3RS that we've got coming March 1st, 2025. We're fortunate enough to get this order on the back of just good running history with our local dealership. We've had a number of Porsche over the years, Panameras, 911s, Macan, Cayenne, many different ones, and more recently we had the GT3, and till this point then they offered us the GT3RS. We currently have a Macan and a Taycan, both operational, and this will be our third machine to use with the other two. So I'm going to go through the specification of how we came up with the one on the screen, just from basic. So this is the basic, if you can call it basic model, without the Visac pack and any of the other touches. And I've gone from this, which is 192,600, to the specification of mine, which I will show you in a little while. It's up to 244,940. So yeah, quite a jump, but certain packs you'll see make quite a difference. So I'll run through what I've ordered, what comes with it, and as I say, looking forward to it coming in early March, and it'll be a 25 plate over in the UK, and we'll see how it goes. So here we go. So the colour, as you saw, excuse me, earlier was Arctic Grey, and so I'll just select each one individually and we'll see it change as you progress through it. One of the downsides of the configurator, it doesn't show you the interior. One of the downsides of the configurator, it doesn't show you the interior when you change the color. So some of the bits it will. So when, for instance, I go for the dials, I've changed the color of the speedometer and the central chrono clock and the seat belts. It'll show you those, but it won't show you the stitching of the seats. So have to wait until the car turns up for that one, and we will do a collection video in the dealership and everything from start to picking it up. We'll do a walk around the car and show you inside and out, and yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy. So I tell you what I will do, I'll split the screen between these for now. So if I take the color back to the standard as they show it, and then if I, let me just, there we go. Sorry, I've got three screens, so it's quite awkward. That one, and then we'll do that one as the specification I have. And you can see the differences then. So when I start adding the colours and the different items to what brings it up to the car that is this, you'll see. And then compared to what is standard, which is with the steel brakes, none of the Visac pack, the carbon fibre. You can see the difference of the tops. If I go through stage by stage, you see the front end, so it's got the nostrils, but again the carbon is shown exposed on this one, not on that. But they do paint the colour of the car on the two parts there. The next one, the rear end visual. Small differences, as you can see there, it's got a reversing camera, which I'll show you on the specification in a moment. And I've changed it to the exclusive lights. Again, just a preference, and you'll see why as we go along the options. Interior, you can see the clocks are different there. You've got the standard clocks, you've got the colours I've selected, and same with the seat belts. Actually, if I go back, you notice the handles as well, the door handles. On this one, it doesn't have the carbon fibre with the centre removed, and it has the pull lever on there, same on there. I think they're both still the material pull, but the one has got the carbon fibre. We'll see now. Yeah, so it still has the material part of it. There we go. To close that. So they are much the same otherwise. And again, the bit I was saying about earlier where you can see the yellow of the seat belts, but you won't see the yellow stitching and the other parts. I do have a video of that when we did the configurator in Porsche Newport, but unfortunately, as I say, it doesn't show it on the configuration here, but you will see it selected in the options. And then that brings you back to the beginning. So let me pull that away from there, and then I'll show you the parts there. Close that down, close that down. So again, just step by step, this is what I've selected, and this is where you'll see the price change. Nothing on the color, no difference there. And with this one, I think probably the easiest part to do is to go for the magnesium. So if I click the magnesium and you look at the options it gives you, it doesn't just do the wheels, you also have to change the other parts because it's selected the Visac pack. And looking at that, so that's standard option to be fitted. Visac package without roll cage, it says. You'll see that we do have a roll cage in a moment, but yeah, so 25,892. It's quite a tasty option. Accept that. So we're already up to 218, but somehow, amazingly, I still seem to end up another 26 odd thousand away from that. So we'll see how it happens. So I'm a fan of red wheels. The GT3 we currently have, or just getting rid of, has the black wheels with the red rim on them. It's the 992.1 generation as well. And to be quite honest, I'm really pleased that I was fortunate enough to get the invite to have this one. And just a point to say about the invite as well, if I can, I didn't have to jump through the hoops that, at least I don't view it that way. The way that people are saying how you've got to have this many bad cars that you don't like, and every car I've had from Porsche, as they are, hence the gentleman's name, the founder. So every car I've had from Porsche has been a car that I've wanted, from the early 911 to the Panameras to the Cayennes to the Macan to the... So currently the EV Macan we have was a choice. We wanted that. We were fortunate enough to have the first one in Wales from the Newport Centre. So that's a beautiful car, still have it, only because we only had it in October, and that'll do us for a number of years. I've had two Taycans. One was a Turbo S, a white one, and the more recent one we have is the Estate, or the Sport Tourer, and that's a red one. I'll show some pictures and details of that next time. So we're going through, painted them in red, so that was the choice. So add to selection. This you can do, you can have a look at the details. When you select them, you can click on it and then select, or you just tick the box and then it'll change it for you automatically. So we'll scroll down. So again, looking at my screen on here, I had it with silver, that wasn't the case. So we'll see the colour change. Got the 918 seats, because don't want to have the comfort seats, partly for the value of the vehicle and partly for the vehicle it is. You just wanted to have the most sporty seats with the best option available, and that is that seat. One thing I didn't go for this time, although I did on the previous GT3 we had, is the 3D printed seats. The only part on those is actually, it just changes the center part of the seat, and what it does, it gives you the 3D printing is those parts on the back of the chair. So it's those there, there and there, and you get a molded section here. I went for the medium last time and nothing spectacular. If anything, when you get in and out with your jeans and anything in your pocket, that becomes a bit of an irritation there. But you can take them out. When you do order that with the seat, they also give you the standard seat part, which is the, as you see there, that inner section. You get them in a carrying bag anyway. So yeah, you can have that as an option, put it aside. but it's a lot of money for an option. It's not cheap. So yeah, hence didn't do it this time. Seat heat in front, didn't select it. I like seat heating in the cars. I've got it in the others. Didn't go for it this time because as soon as you select seat heating on here, it changes the seat. So you have to go for the 18-way sport seat, which I didn't want. So no, didn't pick that. So I scroll down again. So this one, so I changed it actually. The Visac pack that I went for was this one because I think I had the extinguisher as well. If you go for mine on there, yeah, I did. And that, I believe, gives us the roll cage. So it says that without the roll cage, seatbelt pre-tensioners, but then with the other one, I believe it gives the roll cage. Either way, I know I've got the roll cage. So if I add that one to the selection, it does the extinguisher, leaves that package as is, and then indicates the roll cage in the back. So if I untick that, accept change, yeah, you can see the back end doesn't have the carbon fiber roll cage. So that's the only difference of there. You'd still have a roll cage, but it wouldn't have been the carbon fiber one. So there we are. That's the one that was selected. So that's the one you'll see on the car. Okay. Exterior. Now, how mad did I go with these? So I think the carbon trim parts of these you get anyway with the Visac pack selection. So the only option I ticked here, so the triangle mirrors, the triangle of the door comes carbon fiber. It comes anyway like that on the car, as you can see on there. Not the easiest to see, but it is on there as a part of the Visac pack. So already have that. So if you tick it, I don't think, I'll tell you what, we'll try it. Yeah. So what it does then, like it tells you to take off the Visac pack and everything else, but we don't want to select that. Born in Flecked, I had that. Yeah, pick that as an option. I like to have something that lights up on the door. That's got the track on it, as you can see there. So, yeah, that's what we'll see. Close that down. Lettering and decals, I did go for a couple of options here. I'm just going back and forward to the screens, the one on the left, which is the one I've got my settings and what I've selected. So just to show where these are. For the side logo in red, and also went for the package of the side, the GT3RS on the side in red as well. Accept changes. So if you look at that on the car, yeah, that was just the side view is so much better, I think. If you go for, you can change the color and trial and error. That blends too much with the Arctic grey. And obviously it doesn't go with the wheels. That's okay, but no, just like the red. So stick with red wheels. Probably for some people's choice a bit too much red, but that's what I wanted. A couple of must-have on these. Again, personal preference. Lifting, I think you have to have, because to resell it, especially in the UK with speed bumps and driveways and all other options of driving around, you've got to go for the nose lift. So got that. So only lifts the front. And Porsche ceramic composite brakes with the yellow. So again, that was a yes from me. And already we're up to £233,997. Not quite there, got about another 11,000 to go. I can't remember how we get there, but we'll see it now. And again, the one thing with this car, it just, whatever you put into it, it just keeps the value of the car at a better point. So I am going to use the car. I'm going to aim to run it in quite quickly. You've got to do 932 miles, which is 1,500 kilometers to run the car in. So I'll be doing that, doing it the Matt Watson way, which is the, or should I say the Andreas Preuninger way, getting it up to a point and then raising it in 500 mile 500 RPM over 100 miles. So I'll be going for that one and get it running as quick as I can because I want to use this car. I know it does affect the value of the cars, but when am I going to get a GT3RS again? So that's my thinking. Headlights, this is where my son intervened when we were doing the selection down in Newport. He wanted us to go for these, so that's the ones we went for, because then it also gives you the speed camera option a little bit further down. Exclusive design taillights I went for, out of, again, personal preference, how I like the look of the car. Quite unusual, I suppose, because I like all of the red on the car, and then I went for the exclusive light there. So if I take that off, yeah, maybe I should have left it with red. I went exclusive because it was the same as my last one. So let's have a look. Exclusive design. Not. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is what it is. That's what it's coming with. So privacy glass as well. Because it's only the rear points of privacy glass. Not that it matters, again, massively. It's just a bit of a visual on the side of the car. You see the back sections there. What do we have here? So interior package and decals. Went for this option, and I went for, I think it's definitely yellow. I think it was the racing yellow to go along with the calipers and the dials, some of the internal dials. So yeah, for some different colour stitching, £2,500, which is, I don't get why that is such a big cost option when you consider they have to do the stitching anyway, and it's got to be in a particular colour already. So I don't know why this £2,500 just to change the colour of the stitch. I don't think it's interwoven with gold or anything. However, that's what it's got. That's what I picked. My choice. Didn't have to pick it, so that's what we have. Then scrolling down, didn't pick anything further there. Didn't go for any of the race text around those parts. Didn't want aluminium. Leave it as the carbon. Same with the leather on there. Didn't choose that. This one, yeah, went for yellow. That's the one I went for. You can see that on my screen. So this is the screen I'm following. Yeah, that was the colour we went for. So if I pull this back out and continue on this screen, did the same with the seat belts as we saw on the other one, accept changes, and went for racing yellow again. So a bit more yellow. The one thing with this car as well, I think, to be noted, it's not going to be a daily car. A daily car is the Taycan or the Macan. So as a day-to-day vehicle, probably some of the things on here you wouldn't be picking. It'd be a bit too much, but I'm going to drive this once a week, maybe twice a week if I'm lucky, depending on the weather. We do live in the UK, so weather's pretty poor. But whenever I can take it out, I will, and hopefully it'll be pretty good. But every time we get in, it'll be an occasion, and it's nice to have a few of these things stand out a little bit. So we'll take it to some coffee and cars and coffee around. So we are in South Wales, so we've got some up in Brecon, and there'll be some over the bridge in Bristol and the like. So we'll have a look, take it to a few of those, and yeah, enjoy it. So we go on to the interior design next. Some of these, I've picked 5 items on this. Let's have a look at what they were. A little bit further down. Loops in black. No, yeah, that wasn't a choice. I'm sure you'll be surprised to hear I wanted to have them in yellow, but couldn't select them. So that may be an aftermarket amendment that we do. Put them in as yellow. Let's see, time will tell. Some buys a race text. I did go for that, so I didn't go for the leather option earlier. Storage compartment lid, yes, had a Porsche crest, same as I did on the GT3 previously when I had that. Picked that option again. It's just little touches that Porsche people like, and so that one is the crest that goes just on the center there, as so. So yeah, pick that one. And coming down, did the dials. So this is where I did the speedo and the tachometer. Did that in yellow, and the same for the stopwatch, the chrono pack. Did that in yellow as well. So you'll see that one more there. If I take them off, yeah, you see it changes the color of that part. And the same on there. So I just think that, and to note as well, this is the end of the analog dial, at least for now. I don't know if that'll change back, depending on how Porsche decide to do it. But anyway, this again, another blessing that I think we had with having this 992.1 GT3RS. Don't know what the .2 is going to look like, but I've seen the .2 GT3s, and as beautiful as they are, which they always are, the cars are great with Porsche, prefer the 992.1 because I've had one and liked it, and it's a little bit more analog. Although I say that, I did have PDK. I didn't go for the manual. So yeah, but again, it's down to preference and what you have and what you can have, and the way the prices are and everything changes. But I'm just, I say, blessed and extremely fortunate to be on the list for the GT3RS 992.1, which is my preference. So yeah, very happy with that. These two selected both, so reversing camera and traffic sign recognition. So that comes up on your dial and gives you the speed of the area you're in, which is always handy. Comfort and visibility, I went for light design package. And HomeLink. HomeLink is where it'll open your garage or gates or whatever you have, and you just program it in. And that's really effective. I like that. Have it set up on the other cars. So yeah, very useful. Smoking package is basically this cup. So I did it in the Taycan Turbo S I had about 4 years ago when I ordered that, because I didn't particularly know what else came with it, but it was basically that. We don't smoke, and if we did, we wouldn't smoke in the car. However, I still have that cup. So yeah, not going to order that. Infotainment, Bose, you've got to go for Bose. Again, I think it's a resale thing, the way that it is with the car. So, and there we are. So we've gone from the original car, which is the 192,000 as was, and then went up to the 244, which if I bring my screen over is to the penny. So 244,941, 244,941. So that's everything selected that's coming on the car. The GT3RS 992.1 Arctic Grey, lots of red, and there's some others that are already out there. I'll do have a look in Newport. So if I go Porsche Newport, I'll go for their second-hand ones, and then they've got my car up currently, so I can show you that one just as a bit of information and for reference. Pre-owned cars, let's see what they have. I believe mine's on the website. It was the last time I looked, unless they've sold it in the meantime. I did speak to somebody the other day, and I believe someone was making an offer. So let's see. They are just such a nice car. I've never driven one. They sound amazing. I'm going to have to take one out for a drive. But I'm not a huge fan of the Ruby Star colour. However, on this car, I think it looks amazing. So there's another GT3RS. So yeah, second hand, low mileage. I don't know exactly the spec. Same colours apart from obviously the body. Yeah, 274. So they're not making anywhere near the money that they were originally when they came out. People were selling them for silly numbers above. However, don't really care about that, to be honest with you. If it's something that we don't lose money or don't lose much money, because there's not many cars in life that you don't lose money on. I think there's only one or two I've ever had, and I've had some really nice cars that I haven't lost money on. It's seldom the case. So, you know, if you're fortunate enough to be in a position where you've got a car that barely loses any money, you haven't done bad, I think. We've got some nice Macan EVs. The one we have is a Macan Turbo. So it has a different colour badge on the front and a few other touches. We've gone for the red interior. It's just a beautiful spec car, and I love it. I think the next one, after the Taycan, when I change mine, so the Macan is my wife's car and the Taycan is mine. When mine's due for a change, I'm going to go for the Macan, I think. It's such a nice car. Great to drive, beautiful interior, nice spec. Maybe I should just put in 911. Let's see if I can find. Where is it? No. Okay. So I'm guessing, I know they were looking at it last week. That's pre-owned all models. Just 911. No, go for price height low. No, I'm thinking it's gone. So yeah, I'll have to do a bit of a review on that one separately another time. But a good car. So what I will do is pull up the, so I've got some of the screenshots of how the car is going to look. So yeah, which for my personal choice I think is amazing. Cannot wait to see this in the flesh. So we are now on the 9th of February 25, and as I say, it's going to be the 1st of March 25. It'll come in, so it'll be a brand new 25 plate car. Before I get it, it's going to go in for PPF, full body, all over. That's being done by a local company, BMC. They're fantastic. They did the GT3. They've done work on the Taycans, both of them. They do a lot of work on other cars. My son's got a M240i BMW. It's a lovely car, and they look after that as well. So yeah, I'll show the finished product with that again on the pickup, and they're going to do a bit more of a detail with the wrap, and they're going to send me a copy of that, so I'll upload that as well. Let's move along. So this is currently my screensaver on my phone, and it looks amazing. The car is just stunning in every way. I know there's people out there that give grief about these being plastic and that being plastic and not being carbon. And you know, it's not a show car. It's a driving car with, it is a very showy car. And the carbon that it has, I think, is great. And yeah, each to their own. You can see there a couple of little things to note on this car, that on the back end there, so the red goes with the red decals on the side, as does the GT3RS. But the other little thing of interest on the back here, I don't know if we can see it, a little bit, just about. So on there, we can see the red hydraulic stroke electronic actuator for the DRS. That is because of the red wheels. So whatever colour wheels you have, I'm not saying everyone is exactly the same colour, but from what I understand, if you go for the blue or if you go for the other colours, the darker ones, that's the colour that matches that ramrod or actuator, DRS actuator, with the wheel. So could be proven wrong, but that's what my understanding is. So yeah, we'll see Porsche along there, and it's just going to be amazing, this car. The magnesium wheels, lightweight, yeah, stunning. Some of the back end. We've got the interior again, as I say, to note all of the silver stitching is actually going to be yellow, which you will see on the car itself, so I'll do a video of that. And there we have it. So yeah, looking forward to that. Just thought I'd do a little bit of information, 30 minutes or so, upload, give you a bit of detail on what's coming, and as soon as it does come, I will put another video up. Hope you enjoyed this. Nothing fast and furious and exact detail of the car separately in real life or visual, but yeah, a lot of information there, and hope you enjoyed. Any questions, please let me know, and otherwise I'll see you on the next video when I upload that. Thank you. Take care.